So yes, she's.
So what about
she is a great unit
compared to Ed?
Ed, I think alchemy is such an incredible skill. I don't think it's not easily compared, right? Just because it's a totally different mechanic. There's some battles where she will be very good in that he might struggle just because of elemental weakness. But alchemy is just so spammable. It's tough to give her the go ahead on
alchemy.
Anything.
Is OP. The one thing that I would say she has over Ed is she's got more elemental viability in her regular attacks, because there's a lot of like good ice and also lightning weapons.
Right.
Yes. She can utilize both of those to get those really, really big Goddess Kiss procs.
That's
and that's a big important thing. Like with Roy, if you're not using a fire weapon, you're not getting big Goddess Kiss procs. You get like 20 instead of 480 or something like that.
And, you know, it's funny you mentioned that, because I actually found Ed especially. Roy can use his regular attack wherever. It's point blank. Like even if he's point blank, he doesn't have to move. Ed does have to move to a certain side of the enemy, and he needs a set up, right? She also does not have that. She can go on even if she's up against the wall. She doesn't have to run around to the other side and try to hit them to get MP back for Goddess Kiss.
What is her?
Ed does.
Yes,
she has just like a no range. Of course, it's physical to yes, but it's not. She doesn't need that like back room for it.
Well, she also has something that Ed doesn't have in the form of like an instant gap closer. So it doesn't matter where she is; she can be in melee range, just like that. You know.
Yep.
Ed, you got to run into position, and then he's got his specifics on where he will target from. So she doesn't suffer from that so much. But again, like alchemy is so insane. Alchemy is such an insane mechanic.
As a pure damage
to bring other characters up to that level.
Right.
So
and as pure damage burst, it's hard to compare anyone to that.
Fair point. But let me ask then this, which is more of a personal question, because everyone's going to have their preference, but who feels more fun?
Alice, for sure.
She looks more fun.
I actually really love how Ed plays.
I do like how Ed plays. I just don't like his having to move around for everything.
Yeah, his ranging stuff is definitely his biggest weak point, except for his S1. His S1's busted good for just hitting anybody anywhere.
That is true.
Yep.
I gotta say, like, the moment that really sold me on Ed, I think I was like in arena or something with him before Roy came out, and I was like, oh yeah, Ed's totally a viable arena unit, which he is. But I uppercutted Luxeus like into space with his S2, and I was like, "Oh man, this is the greatest thing ever."
You instantly fell in love.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And if you position him right, you can get 2 or 3 enemies with his S2, which is super strong, by the way.
It is.
It does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
When you say a lot.
I mean, he's capping an arena.
It just is. It easily multiplies. It's got some good multipliers on it.
I'm capping with him in arena with it, 16, 17,000, whatever his cap is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, super fun. His S1's very, very spammable. His S3 is spammable, big AoE and stuff like that. But
yeah,
again, he just doesn't compare to Roy.
That's what.
His biggest fault is that he's not Roy.
Roy is literally the upgraded version of him they released a week later. Sadly.
Oh, it's so dumb.
He just does everything Ed does better.
Better
MP regen, better
Ed might
range.
be a better breaker.
Okay, maybe like Bruiser moving into the like.
You said Ed might be a better breaker?
I think so.
Oh.
I feel like his break
S2 is good break, yes. But I mean, we've been using him in multiplayer, and Roy's S3 is no slouch.
Roy's S3.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, like it's not conditional on positioning. He just does it. It's super fast. It hits everybody in the stage. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying, like, there might be a slight edge purely mathematically toward the base break values on Ed's kit.
Sure.
But I don't know. I also don't know that for sure. That's just a feeling that I get.
And that's something we play test regardless. Like that's not something we have the data on in the first place nowadays.
Yeah, right. But from the sounds of it, you know, you've got Roy and Luxeus and Spirit Man and Tyria in the triple S tier. Alice has fallen on that double S with Ed somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Very, very good, but not the best.